the dang challenge. I'm very happy. This was definitely by far one of the most challenging things I've done to my body, I think. Hey, I can do it. I'm very thankful for my body. Been kissing my legs, my knees, my thighs, and all that. Has been really a trip, and I'm very grateful and kind of excited that I decided to do this thing kind of the last minute. Look at the schedule, went for it. It really made me reflect on many things. I got to know my body a little better. It's kind of funny how it went. You know, this whole journey with very little sleep, challenge the body, what goes into the mind, you know, how, you know, nutrition has to be kind of, you know, kind of nice over there. Otherwise, it's going to impact your digestive system as you run that much, and how often, I guess, how often, you know, and the frequency, I'm sorry. And, you know, how in the beginning, the pain, you know, was kind of more on the knees, or I'm going to say the discomfort was on the knees. And then, you know, because I was still recovering on my quads from running and doing 300 squats, whatever, you know, a couple of days prior or a day prior, whatever, you know, was. And then seems like, you know, after the couple runs, the knees are like, okay, I'm stable. And the legs kind of, you know, start doing the work, right? And the hips over here got a little challenged. But you know, the stretching and the hydration and keeping a good nutrition, light actually, really more on the small amounts of carbs to keep me going, and yeah, constraint of all caffeines and all that kind of stuff that is going to zap the hydration and all that kind of stuff. You know, yesterday was really challenging, and if you've been following me, I kind of been writing everything down. You can go back to my posts and read more about it. But this really made me think about several things, evaluate my body, what it can do. It's amazing. And hey, for 45 doing this shit is not bad. I'm proud of it. You know, will I do this next year again? I'm not quite sure about it. If I continue to train, maybe. So maybe this will become less challenging. But I adapted, and I kept going, and I'm kind of proud to do it. And I want to thank my buddy Ron. You know, he did in the background, and he sent me pictures, and he did his own little version. And, you know, every time he went for the run, and he's a trooper because he did it outside. I did outside when the weather was nice, but he had to go outside in the middle of the night, you know, and I think that he's probably waiting the rain to come to finish his version. But we started together, and we kept, you know, on the messenger, and he's telling me how he's doing and all that. So I'm proud of him too. For him was a big challenge too. So go Ron. And he's like, you know, maybe my runs are going to be easier now. He's also felt like the body was changing, you know. And it's really a kind of unique thing. Obviously, I wouldn't do this if a person is not exercising on a regular basis. I wouldn't do this, but I've never run this much in my life. I mean, in this, you know, conditions. So it tells that we can do, but we have to, you know, it's this, and I've been massaging my mental health and my control and my mind for a while now, and seeing the fight that was going on in certain times, especially when the body is totally exhausted. The muscles are like, oh my God, I could barely go up in the stairs, you know, and, you know, and you fight and you look for things that is going to that was motivating me. So, you know, became less of music, actually became more like going to certain lessons that I've saved and I learned, and it made me reflect. So kept my mind engaged during most of this, you know, and then I'm listening to these challenging things, and I'm thinking about this, and then I'm thinking, okay, this part of my body is telling this, but it's quite a thing. So hey, if you run in some shape or form, maybe you want to do that. I mean, look into my posts again, like I said. A lot of thoughts and ideas came out, so I did Facebook Lives in different times, in different of my pages too, and that's okay. That's just me speaking up, and I'm glad I did that too, because I vented, and I'm just thrilled, you know, that this is done. And it's funny because, you know, just like you know, there's a lot of statistics, there is studies that prove that people will do better from a mindset, from stress control, from even exercise accomplishment when they see the finish line, right? So in the middle of the night, last night, you know, it was really tough. The 7 o'clock, which ended up being, you know, a 9 something, and then I have to do very shortly another 4 miles, and then I was catching up, I was exhausted, and then I got a little bit of sleep, you know, an hour and a half or so, and then when I woke up, you know, I was feeling better, and I had only 3, so with 3 only mine, you know, when I woke up after that 1 hour and a half, I felt the body better, and then I says, oh, something happened. I think maybe that's 1 hour and a half, you know, of sleep helped. Because that's all I could afford. And then I went to the second one. I was feeling good too. It gets super excited. It's almost like the last 2 runs, I was excited as I was when I started. You know, in the beginning you're excited because, oh my God, I'm gonna start doing this thing. So curious, excited because I was curious about what was coming ahead. So I came in with a curious mind. And that's what I even say that to my clients when I talk to them, and it says, you know, if you're going to try different foods and all that, I want you to embrace this as a curious mind. You're going to try something that is, you know, has nutrients, has this, that, and that, right? So it's like, come in with a curious, try something with curiosity, you know, instead of that negative mind. So I never went in thinking this was going to be negative. I thought it was going to be challenging, definitely. I didn't know to what extent, you know. Now I know. Now I know, and I'm excited. Can you tell that? So, yeah, I learned something, and I accomplished. Awesome. So I need to sleep. Why the hell am I have tears in my eyes? I don't know. I have no freaking idea. Maybe I'm just tired. Excited and tired, but it just tells me that when I put my mind into something, you know, and this has been in the past too. I put my mind into something and I'm driven, I'm gonna go and crash it. So I want to take the same spirit for the last 2 days what I put my life into this, you know, just focusing on getting it done, doing the recovery that I could, and, you know, learning from the body and pay attention to the body. You know, and this is a whole experience. When I'm driven, I can accomplish a lot. And that goes for you too. That goes for anybody out there. Sometimes I question, you know, why this that is so important if I'm not as driven or whatever, something is missing. So this challenge just went to prove that a lot can be accomplished. This was a physical and mental, more physical, I think, than mental. And anyway, I'm just glad that I finish. And I finish and my body's one piece. Just needs to chill right now. I just need to recover, meaning that, you know, take it easy and continue my stretching for the next few days and sleep. So everything is going to be fine. Stay hydrated and putting good foods to, again, you know, to replenish what I lost. But, you know, I had cramps only once in the beginning. After the second, you know, from the second to the third, I remember. And then I says, uh-oh, right? So I had to adjust my beverages, you know, meaning that water, and then I started, you know, actually chewing a little bit of Himalayan salt for the sodium that I was losing, right? And the potassium and other minerals. So I started chewing a little bit of that, and that helped a lot, I believe, too. And stayed up with my hydration throughout, and I hadn't had any cramps since that little time. So anyway, if you know, like my friend Ron, he scaled this to his ability, which was going to be a challenge. Maybe this is something you want to try sometime. And if you have any questions about it, great. And if you have you know, if you want to read what it's all about, I put it all out there in the original post. And I did different kinds of what is that, Glenn? Oh, thank you, Glenn. What is that? Chupatsa? What is that? Never heard that one, Glenn. Explain over here. What is it? Anyway, thank you. Yeah, I think that we can all accomplish a ton, right, Glenn? And you're in the health and wellness field as well. So you know, we know that when we fuel the body with the right things, the body can do a lot. We just don't know what it can do a lot. You know, part of when I was running made me think about also, you know, other challenges and other things. I'm thinking about this cookie jar concept, things that you're like a kick-ass, that you feel. And it reminded me of when I was in MBA school and I was working full-time and going to Emory for the executive MBA, and I did things I never thought were possible, that most people would say, that's how the hell did you do that? And you know what, I was in the same kind of driven mode, and it says, I'm gonna do this with the best of my ability. I'm gonna come in and do it, you know. And heck, I knew it was going to be challenging back on the day, you know. This is 10 years ago now. You know, being around people, Americans who speak fluent English, who are accomplished as well. And I always felt like you know, I got in with a little low self-esteem of my ability, but I'm just going to do it because I feel like I had to do it. And I did well. I did really well. I was I was the only woman in the cohorts, you know, that got honors, and I'm proud of that. Now, I suffered through that, and I was not intended to be honors or anything like that, but I went full into it. So I didn't sleep much, you know, actually I didn't sleep much at all. You know, I paid the price for accomplishing that. And today, you know, and I compared this, you know, kind of with this little challenge over here of 2 days, and it says, man, I was driven then. I was driven to get this done, and there's many other things that I'm driven, you know, to do. But there is something, some fire, there is some big challenge when something is really challenging, and I'm keeping myself accountable through doing this and posting and keeping the record. You know I can do a lot, and I think everybody can do a lot. You know, if there is something that, you know, you want to accomplish, you're listening to this now, you know, you can do it. You just got to put your mind into it and get the accountability for it. The reason why you want to do it, right? Because you can. You can. The sea silence. Oh, okay, Glenn. What is this? A Jewish term? Grit. Oh, okay. Yes, I got it. Thank you. Anyway, thanks for letting me be, you know, and share all this stuff. I'm going to go and take a shower. And I have a meeting at 2 and at 3 and at 6. But I know I can, you know, do. And, you know, I have all this energy now that I'm freaking done. You know, I was like, oh, I'm going to take a nap. And I says, no, you know, throughout the night, since yesterday night, I slept maybe an hour and a half. So that's it. And I've been running. I mean, in all these 2 days, you know, first day I slept 5 hours, I think. Last night, maybe I got 4.5, 3 sleeps, something like that. I put on the write-up, and I'm now, because I'm done, I have all this energy. I probably could run some more, but I'm not going to. So anyway, folks, go and do your stuff. Challenge yourself. You know, it doesn't have to be a big challenge, but get something and do something outside the comfort zone, because that prepares us for life. And that's one of the reasons that I decided to do this. So cheers and have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.